Um, to get to the non-Royal Rumble news first, or to at least drop a nugget, a very well-respected wrestling journalist brings up a good point as to somebody that could pair up with a potential suitor for the WWE's for the inevitable sale of WWE. But we will get to that at the end of the video and not now. I just wanted to drop that as we get started because the Royal Rumble was last night and some records were set during the Royal Rumble with Chelsea Green returning to the WWE and setting a record for the shortest time in the Women's Royal Rumble, which I believe the reason why Chelsea Green returned and set that record is simply put because that's going to fit her character. That is a part of her gimmick, and that right there is the reason why the company chose to have her set the shortest time in the Rumble record for the women's side of the coin. But speaking of the women's side of the coin, Rhea Ripley. Alright. Rhea Ripley set the record for the longest time in the Royal Rumble match for the women's side. And is the first person and the only person to go from 1 to 30 in the Royal Rumble with Rhea Ripley and actually Liv Morgan. Props to both women, and as I said during the video last night when we did the preview for the Royal Rumble, my two outliers, or Liv Morgan was my outlier, and Rhea Ripley was my predicted winner. Excuse me. But Rhea Ripley went 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 minute and 8 seconds, and Liv Morgan went 1 hour, 1 minute and 7 seconds. It is basically what WWE did back in 1996 when Shawn Michaels won the Royal Rumble, or was it 1995. Yeah, 1995. When Shawn Michaels won the Royal Rumble, eliminating Davey Boy Smith, going from 1 to 30, and it was Davey Boy and Shawn Michaels going 1 and 2 to the end. That is exactly what WWE did last night with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, with both women going from 1 to the end, and Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan being the one to fall last to the insurance policy of the Judgment Day, that being Rhea Ripley. And now over to the men's side with Gunther setting the record, breaking the record, and setting a new record for the longest time in the Royal Rumble for the men's side. The previous record was held by Rey Mysterio, who set the record in 2006 when he won the Rumble. And Gunther shattered that record with 1 hour and 11 minutes and 40 seconds in the Rumble match last night, which is a testament to, in my opinion, it's a testament to how Triple H believes in how much Triple H believes in Gunther, because it was Gunther's Royal Rumble debut. It was Gunther's Royal Rumble debut, so the idea that he is presented in that way in his debut is something of a coup for the Intercontinental Champion, and also proves how much things have changed in the presentation of the Intercontinental Champion under Triple H compared to how things were under Vince McMahon. And now we move to returns, expectations, and the winners. I will not share the winners right now because I don't want to spoil it, But if you know, you know. Well, actually, I spoiled the winners of the women's match because it kind of added to it. Or, kind of, I didn't really have a choice. But Edge, Booker T, Logan Paul, and Johnny Gargano were among the returns in the Royal Rumble last night, with Johnny being injured since the end of the last year, and there was talk of Johnny possibly not being able to be in the Royal Rumble not being able to be in the Royal Rumble, but clearly that changed. But Edge has been gone since his I Quit match with Finn Balor late last year, and it is clear that the feud between Edge and Balor is far, far from over. But you also have the question of where does this leave Logan Paul, who Logan Paul has not been seen since Crown Jewel last year when he dislocated his meniscus, or tore his meniscus. Not meniscus, MCL, sorry. MCL. But also, I just want to point out that we saw Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar go after each other and eliminate each other. Actually, let me rephrase that. I'm looking at it right now. It says that Seth Rollins eliminated Bobby Lashley and Bobby Lashley eliminated Brock Lesnar. So Bobby Lashley got one over on the Beast Incarnate. But this is clearly, in my opinion, leading to the WrestleMania match between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. Or a WrestleMania match between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. Which is which would be the end of the trifecta between Bobby and Brock Lesnar. And, I mean, I guess in an unexpected way to get Brock Lesnar on the card at WrestleMania. But a great way to get Brock Lesnar on the card at WrestleMania because it's against somebody that people don't usually get to see him against. In my opinion, it's like I said in a previous news video, I think that the best way to get that done would be to have Brock Lesnar lose to Bobby Lashley. Because you got to figure that Brock's career is nearing its end rather than at its peak. But that's just me. And also, you got to figure that in some way, shape, or form, WWE may have been trying to figure out the best way to use Logan Paul during that event, or setting up something for Logan Paul at WrestleMania, or maybe it was a test run for Logan Paul to see that he could compete. That's why he didn't last that long and was number 29. But Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley are the winners of the Royal Rumble and will be the ones challenging for their respective championships at WrestleMania. But I would also like to point out that Sami Zayn was not in the Royal Rumble. And unquestionably, the Raw side was a little bit more inflected, or represented rather, in the Royal Rumble than the SmackDown side, which is a little alarming to me, or questionable. But either way, Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley are set to go into the Royal Rumble with WrestleMania. And I would also point out, I didn't even notice at the bottom that it said Gunther shattered the record by over 10 minutes, with the previous record set by Rey Mysterio in 2006 at 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 15 seconds. The new record is 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 40 seconds in his debut again. Rhea Ripley broke the record that was 56-52 from Bianca Belair when Bianca won the Royal Rumble, and shattered it again, setting the new record at 1 hour, 1 minute, and 8 seconds. Right behind her was Liv Morgan. And I would also point out that I would say SmackDown was a little bit better represented in the women's Royal Rumble rather than in the men's. Maybe that had something to do with it, who knows? But also, NXT had no representation in the Royal Rumble for the men's side, but did in the women's. And as everybody expected, Roman Reigns retained the World's Championship against Kevin Owens during the Royal Rumble, and Sami Zayn turned on Roman Reigns, officially breaking apart from the bloodline. The interesting part, though, is Jey Uso did not touch Sami Zayn. Jimmy did. Solo Sikoa did. But Sami was not touched by Jey Uso. The bloodline were furious, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were left laying in the ring as the show went off the air. And it's official that Sami and Kevin are against the bloodline now. But where does this leave the Usos? And Jey specifically, if he is the only one that was in the ring that did not lay his hands on Sami Zayn last night, what happens next? It's like I said, the small details are the biggest thing, and the reason why this story has kept fans infatuated through it all. And also, I just want to mention that before we go, so Friday night, it gives you something to look forward to, but Bill Apter went on record saying that he would love to see The Rock and his $7 production, his production company, purchase WWE, as they are already involved with Endeavor, and Endeavor is one of the rumored suitors for WWE. So it would be an interesting, an interesting way, because I did mention that Endeavor could pair up with somebody to help with financing a deal, like they did with the UFC, because that's exactly what they did with UFC. They paired up with multiple companies to help finance a deal for the UFC. So I don't think that it's a far-fetched idea having, or it wouldn't be a far-fetched idea seeing The Rock purchase WWE, but I just figured I would throw that out there at the end. Let me know your thoughts on the Royal Rumble last night down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.